Welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Very proud to be here with you every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You know that you're with us on the wonderful outlets of youtube.com/wakeupcalldt, facebook.com/wakeupcalldt, as well as wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. And we thank you for being with us up and down the East Coast, the Midwest, the West Coast, and all around the globe on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Of course, you know we have our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the Bryant Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, and for many years now, it has been my absolute pleasure and honor to speak with their student athletes, coaches, and administration at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, and someone who's been no stranger to the broadcast and reached out to me before he even got to campus is Jhonny Zamor. So, Jhonny, you have been connected with me for a very long time. I go back and look at those, social media messages and whatnot. I mean, you wanted to get your name out there and make an acquaintance, and I appreciate that so very much. You've worked from being somebody that reached out to me on social media and said, hey, I'm coming to Bryant Stratton, to being someone on the field, to being one of the leaders of the team, and now having an opportunity to work in a professional friendly match for Indy 11 against the Chicago Fire Reserve. So you've come a very long way, and you've always believed in yourself, in my opinion. So welcome back to the show, and congratulations on everything you've had in your journey.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And John, I mean, do you remember back to those days, Johnny, where like you were coming into Bryant Stratton and you were just, you were so excited about the opportunity and the moment and whatnot? I mean, can you go back to those moments of before you even played a match for Bryant Stratton?
So, well, what happened is that I remember before I came to Bryant Stratton, I was playing for Massachusetts Community College. So we played against Bryant Stratton, and I think that game we lost, like 2-1 or 1-0, something like that. I cannot really remember. And I think I had a good performance, and the head coach kind of looking for a center back because the center back they had at that moment was a senior. He was about to leave, and he was kind of interested in me because I think I did well that game, and he contacted me, so he brought me to that program. Big shout out to Coach Nick. So he's not here anymore, but I'm so thankful for this opportunity. I was so excited because back then Brian Shen has a lot of good talent. I mean, he still has, but they had a lot of good players, and I was looking forward to play and have that experience.
Yeah, and you talk about, like you said, you played up against Bryant Stratton and they saw something in you. What made you shift over to Bryant Stratton and believe in Coach Nick Dmitrievsky, the men's soccer head coach at the time, who's won multiple national championships at Bryant Stratton? What was it about his message to you after the game that made you believe that going to Bryant Stratton in Syracuse would be good for you and scholastically as well as athletically?
When he contacted me, I was kind of looking for opportunities, kind of really open to anything that comes my way. I was looking at other schools. I was also like a freshman. So when my coach told me that I have an opportunity for you, and Coach Nick told me that too because he called me, and I kind of look into the Brian Stratton program. I look at the history, the background, what they done, not only soccer wise, but because what if soccer doesn't work out for you? What are you gonna do? I look into the program too, look into the business program to see what they've been doing, and I came to visit the school. And one of the things that the coach told me that I can make you become someone else. I can help you out. I'm gonna help you out. You're gonna do good in life. So I took the opportunity. I know it was kind of really hard for me because I was gonna come to a different environment where I don't know nobody. I have to start over again, trying to build connection and stuff. But sometimes you just gotta take the risk. I took the risk. I took the opportunity and trying to make the most of it.
Yeah, like you said, putting yourself out there and taking an opportunity where you don't know anybody, you're going to someplace new. Let everybody know where you're from originally, because your life has been taking new opportunities and taking a calculated risk. So for those that don't know your story, just to tell everybody where you're from.
Well, so I'm from Haiti, so I'm Haitian. I grew up in a soccer academy in Haiti, which is like a lottery. So I played for the academy for a period of time, and I played in Spain in 2018. I played in a football academy in Spain. 2020. 2021, I started my college career. I played for Massasoit, and I transferred to Bryant Stratton for my sophomore year, and I played until my senior season. And over the summer, I played for Boston City, which competing in USL too.
Yeah, so I mean, you've constantly put yourself out there into places that you had never been before. Going back to your time in Haiti and obviously your heritage of being Haitian, when you came, when you well, I should say when you went to Spain first and then you came to the States, how did that kind of go for you? Did you have anybody go with you? Did you have any family members or friends that went to Spain or came to America? Or has this road just kind of been you trusting in yourself, having faith in God, and saying, hey, I'm going to take a chance? Like, did you have anybody that was with you along the way, or was this kind of just you?
I mean, like I had people with me when I went to Spain. So how I got to Spain was because there was a drought in Haiti, and they were kind of giving opportunity to kids to go to Spain. So I got that opportunity. I was one of the 8 players that they chose to go to Spain, and we spent like 2 weeks over there training the academy. Like we learn about different stuff, soccer technology wise, because there's a lot of stuff that I was not used to in Haiti.
Yeah.
When I got that experience in Spain, it was really helpful, and I think I make the most of it. It was a really good experience.
Yeah, and for you, I mean, when you go back and you think about Haiti, when was the last time you've been there? Have you had the opportunity to go back? Because I know we talked about this preseason going into this past season at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, but have you been able to go home recently?
I haven't been to Haiti since 2019, since I moved to the US. So my family live in Florida, and I go to school in Boston. After when I'm on vacation, I go to Florida. Sometimes stay in Boston, play over the summer. I even barely see my parents because I don't want to take a break when I'm not in season with college. The summer is like 3 months. I have to be playing. I have to get me. I gotta keep playing. I know obviously I want to be with my family. I want to spend time with them, but sometimes they kind of understand that I have to be in shape. I gotta keep playing. That's why I even barely spend time with my family. I never spent like 2 months with them since 2019.
Well, and Johnny, I mean, you going off of that point, Stewart Flaherty, the new head coach of Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse Bobcats men's soccer program, he said that. He said, if you want to have opportunities professionally, you have to understand that you got to keep playing. And he's like, there's guys that have played at all different levels that if they take some time off, like they play in college, they play really well in college, and then they for 3 months and they don't do anything for 9 months, that the coaches are like, yeah, I don't want to look at that guy because he hasn't been playing throughout. So you kind of just echoed what the new head coach coming into Bryant Stratton of Syracuse has been talking about, that you have to play year round. Who taught you that? Who spoke with you about that when you were kind of coming up through this? Like you said, I'm in Boston. I'm playing USL 2. I'm doing different things. Who kind of told you like, hey Johnny, make sure that when you play for Bryant and Stratton and you finish up, that you find something else to do and that you keep playing throughout the year?
I think when I just moved to the US, I got a good friend of mine. He's also a coach. His name is Ralph, and I think it's one of the people that kind of help me throughout whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
When it comes to soccer wise, it keeps telling me that I have to be playing. It don't matter where I'm playing. It don't matter like what team. I still need to get minutes. It's a matter of playing. Don't take any week off. Don't take any break. You gotta keep playing. So I always try to find a team. If it's not soccer season, I try to go to the gym, put the work in.
And like you said, you played for USL 2 out in Boston. What was that experience like for you to be out there with the USL, and just what you could say about the level of competition and what that did for your game?
I think I've been with that team for almost three, if I'm not mistaken, saying 3 or 4 seasons now, because I play NPSL for them. I think NPSL, I play UPSL, and I play USL 2. So I played 2 seasons in USL 2, 1 season in NPSL, and I played 1 season on UPSL 1. So it's been an amazing growth where I've learned a lot from where I'm looking back 2019 to 2024, there is a lot of changes in me. You know what I mean? And I mean, it don't matter. Sometimes I get the minutes. Sometimes I barely play, but I still show up to practice. Sometimes it happens like you're gonna be on a team that you're not gonna get enough minutes, but the only thing that you have to keep going is to show up to practice. As long as I'm showing up to practice, I'm putting the work in. I know my time will come.
That coming here from Jhonny Zamor in this edition of the Bobcat Buzz. Johnny, we got some pictures and videos here of this experience for you. You had the opportunity very recently, and I know that this was important for Coach Stewart Flaherty, coming into the Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse men's soccer program and leading this program, that he wanted to build bridges for the student athletes to get opportunities professionally. And so we know that you had a chance to go out and be in Chicago for the Indy 11 friendly. A lot of snow in Chicago. I don't think there's enough snow in Chicago compared to Central New York. I think Central New York beat them. But you had the opportunity to go out to Chicago and play in this friendly game. You were there with Indy 11 going up against the Chicago Fire reserves. Just how this all got started and how this happened. Did Coach Stu kind of reach out to you and say, hey, if you want an opportunity, I'm going to try to do this? How did everything come together? Because I know he was out there with you. How did you get this opportunity with the Indy 11 to have this friendly match against Chicago Fire's reserves?
I mean, before I even get started, I want to say a huge thank you to Buck, our new athletic director, because how I get in contact with Coach Stu over the over the break, like I didn't go home.
Yeah.
The what happened is that over the break, I didn't go home. I was supposed to travel to Florida and see my family. I didn't go, and I stayed in Syracuse. It was snowing a lot. I was training, even if it was snowing. Sometimes, but sometimes I couldn't go. Right.
Yeah.
And Buck sent me a text. Hey Johnny, are you still in town? I would like you to meet the new coach. I went to dinner with Coach Stu. I met him. We talk about soccer, talk about my journey, where I'm from, we talk about the team a little bit, we talk about everything else. And it was like, I'm gonna try to help you out. I think you remember he said that he was gonna connect me with someone, and he actually did connect me with you know trying to connect me with different people. And I'm following up, and this is what happened. I honestly didn't ask Coach to give me a trial at Indy 11. I didn't really even know if he worked for them. We just been connected, and I had a few meetings with him. So one thing about me, if I know someone, I gotta know what you do. I'm gonna Google your name. I'm gonna know where you been. I'm gonna know what do you do in life. And I was like, oh, this guy is a guy that I should really connected with, because I'm leaving in 2 or 3 months. I gotta take every opportunity that he can give me. So we were really connected. I had a few meetings with him. He was telling me I should email team. I exactly did what he told me to do. I'm a guy like, if you tell me to do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm really accountable for what I do. If somebody tell me to do something, I'm gonna do it. I exactly emailed the team that you told me to, and I was just sending email to a bunch of USL too, because I was kind of looking for another team for the summer, for the upcoming summer.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, coach just called me. He said, "Hey Johnny, if I give you an opportunity, would you take it? Would you go to Chicago and play?" Blah, blah. He explained me everything, and I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And this is how it all started. I was really surprised, because I I didn't ask him for this, and he gave me that. I took it.
And like you said, I mean, going through that whole process of, like, you didn't go to Florida, you decided to stay through break and whatnot. You mentioned Brooke Paro, Brooke being the new athletics director at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, but she's worked with student athletes in another area, so she knew you very well before she became the athletic director. Go into that and how you got to know Brooke first and foremost in her role that she had prior to being athletic director, and just what you think about the fact that she's now leading athletics.
I think I think Brooke is an amazing person. I'm also his assistant at the dorm.
Yeah.
So, I've been here for a couple of years. I've been going up under book leadership. I've learned a lot, and I think she's gonna do an amazing job for Brian Shine as athletic director, because I know she's here for the better. She's here for the change. We're just looking forward to see what all the changes she's here to make.
And for you, having some leadership in the residency at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse, what was that like for you to take on that role and to work so closely with Brooke and being a resident director?
So I'm a person that likes to be engaged in different activities like within the community or within like the school. So and then when I heard about that job, I was like, "Alright, I'm gonna apply for it. I think I'm gonna do good because I'm really like I like to be engaged. I like to talking to people. I like to get busy. So that was the reason why I chose to apply and God gave me the opportunity. And I think as of right now, I'm making the most of it.
What have you learned about that? I mean, you're out here, you're playing soccer for Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. You're trying to find places to play throughout the year and to get constant work in and to get film out there and to show people what you can do. You're a student, so you're out there in the classroom, and at the same time, you're a resident director, so you're responsible for residents that are living on campus at Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. Why did you want to take all that on? I know you said that you like to, do stuff and you like to stay busy, but to put all of that pressure on yourself, are you somebody that's always been that way? Like, give me more responsibility, give me things to do, let me learn. How did you kind of juggle it all? And have you always been that way, that you're used to having a lot of different things going on at the same time?
Uh, would I say that? Not really. I think everything started when I came to Brian and Shrine. There's a lot of things that I've learned, a lot of things that I get engaged to when it comes to Brian and Shrine. Um, I'm really like when it comes to time management, when it comes to consistency, I'm a really organized person. I make sure that if you look at my room right now, but I can't really show you because I was trying to fix everything to make sure we have a good background. I have like one, two, three, four calendars. Everything is organized. This is for my assignment. This is for my training schedule. This is for my work schedule, and I have a board for like to plan my other stuff, and I have another board to for my projects. One of my project is okay. I need to find a contract. How I'm gonna find a contract? I need to find a team, and I have another board for my content schedule. So I think being organized really helped me have been helping me successful because I try to be engaged in too many things. And I also work for I mean now this semester I have not been there. I also volunteer at NFF, you know. So it's been a I know it's really busy for me, but the more I stay organized, the more it helps me to do it.
And you just said about your volunteer work. I'd love for you to go a little bit deeper into what you've done with that.
So NFF it's a non-profit organization. It's like 3 minutes away from my school. So I did my internship when I was in my associate. I was working with the school department. One of them is the event planner manager, and the other department they help people find job. Like they go to meeting with businesses in the area, trying to have that connection. We help people with high skills finding jobs. So me, I was helping both departments, and I kind of enjoy it. I was like, why not volunteering?
Johnny, being around you and seeing over the years, just you came into Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse with such a determination and with such a fight and a lot of excitement. And now seeing you, and I can't even believe this, but now seeing that time is coming to an end, what has Bryant Stratton Syracuse taught you? I know you said that when I said, are you used to juggling all these things? You said, not since I came here. So, what is it about Bryant Stratton that has really brought out the best in Jhonny Zamor?
Uh, I think I think Brian and Trenton kind of built my confidence. Brian Trenton kind of give me a lot of opportunity that nobody ever gave to me. Brian Trenton kind of make me feel like really value because they give me opportunity to lead, to go, and to be an example for other students in the community or at the school.
And I mean, for me, and I got to say this to you, when you first came in or you're first coming into Bryant Stratton, you and I talked about doing an interview, and Nick Dimitrievsky, he kind of kind of locked things up and whatnot. And you kept reaching out, and I was like, I want to talk to him, and he was kind of like, he has his structure and whatnot. So I want to let you know that I would have definitely have loved to have talked to you when you first came in, and when you reached out to me, and as many times as you did. I want you to know how much I appreciate that, because obviously I respect the structure of the coaching staff and whoever's in there. But I want to go back to that moment and say to you, Jhonny, like, I would have absolutely been happy to talk with you back then. And then as you grew through the program, Nick was like, "This is one of my leaders. I want you to talk to him." And I was like, "Finally!" So to me, it was good to see that I had that opportunity to talk with you and see you grow and see you evolve. But it's not really a question at this point. It's more of me just saying thank you, because of all of the people I've talked to on the show and the thousands of athletes and student athletes and whatnot. You found me, like you said, you do your research, and you found me, you reached out, you wanted me to know who you were, that you were coming into the program, and someone who goes after it the way that you do, that wants their name to be known and wants, this is who I am and this is what I'm doing, and you want to build those connections and those bridges, you're always going to find success, because you're willing to go out there and you're willing to battle for yourself, you're willing to fight for yourself, you are extremely humble and just very giving of your time. And I just want to say that for everybody that's watching and listening that's looking to hire you someday in any respect, be it on the pitch or be it in a job elsewhere, that they're getting a person who has always bet on himself and believed in himself and was willing to break the silence and extend a handshake and extend a hello. And I just want to let you know that I never forgot that. And it's always meant something to me and stood out to me that you're the type of person that will put yourself out there and ask for the opportunity. And I don't think you know how rare that is in this world. And I think it's going to go really far for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate you saying that. I really do.
Yeah. And Jhonny, you're so like, you're an animated person, you're a smiling person, and here you're just like, you're even keel. You're just you're relaxing, right? And see, there's that smile. So, I mean, Jhonny, for you, how do you, like, because you and I mean, I've seen you when we've done the interviews, we're doing rapid fire, which we'll do again here today. But how do you how would you describe your personality? Because today you're kind of chill, you're relaxed, but you got this huge smile. When you're out on the pitch, you're focused. How do you kind of balance all of the many pieces of you? How would you describe that personality?
I just feel like I'm a kind of person like that will not let my problem affect other people around me. So no matter what I'm going through, no matter what the situation is, I know like I have to be happy. I got like I'm not gonna let anything that I have going on affect other people at all. So I just like I'm a friendly person. I'm really open to anybody. I like to communicate with people. I like to talk. I'm a morning person. So I don't know. I just like for me this is a blessing. This is a blessing for me.
And now you've had this opportunity. We're going to take a look at it again here. But we've seen you out here. Now they've seen you with Indy 11, and they've seen you, obviously the Chicago Fire Reserves in this friendly that we had, and you were able to get out there. Now, in this picture that we're looking at right now, tell me who these individuals are that you took a picture with.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember, but this is the head coach on my left. My left, right? This is the head coach. His name is Sean, and this is the assistant coach on my right hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to say like I don't know if I can really remember the names, but this is the technical staff.
Yeah. So you had an opportunity to be around them and to spend some time with them. What was the experience like, as far as on the pitch and off the pitch? I guess we'll start on the pitch. What was the friendly match like for you? What do you feel like you were able to show them out there, and just kind of what your takeaways were?
This is how it all started. So I make sure that I got on time. I got to the facility on time. When I show up, the trainer picked me up. He gave me like a really good massage because at the time I was traveling from Syracuse to Chicago. It was because I got there like midnight.
Yeah.
So I got to the hotel like midnight. It was really hard for me to get some sleep and be ready to go to more. So what happened is that after I got the massage, the team showed up. I introduced myself to everybody. Just say, hey, Jhonny, and then they give me their names, and the coach just say, you're gonna be playing the second half with the second team. So they have like almost 24 players for that game. They put the first 11 for the first half, and the same 11 started the second half and played 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, the coach subbed everybody,
Yeah.
and I was still on the bench. I was still on the bench. I was like, because we already talked about it. There's a lot of people, everybody needs to get minutes. I know for sure they told me I was gonna get 15 minutes, 15 to 20, or 10 to 15 minutes. I was still on the bench. Everybody played the first half. They come back. They sit on the bench. So what I did, I was like, I'm not gonna come here not playing. Instead of sitting on the bench now, I just stay on my feet. I said I'm gonna stay on my feet. Whenever the coach call me, I think I can be ready to go. Unfortunately, for the other center back, he got injured. 5 minutes after they sub everybody,
Yeah.
the center back, the right center back got injured. Me, I was already ready to go. The coach just turned left. He called my name. I just warm up quick and then get in the game.
And when
And
you go ahead.
I feel like for me that was God plan, because I was supposed to play only 15 minutes, but I think I got more than 15 minutes. I got more than 20 minutes.
And in that more than 20 minutes that you got, and like you said, I want to be ready to go. And people talk about it all the time, regardless of sport, you're only one play away, right? You're only one play away from going in. So you said, I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to stand up. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to show the coach I'm ready. Then an injury happens. God willing, they're okay. Injury happens. They come off. And like you said, I think this was God's plan. Like I was only supposed to get this amount of time. Now I'm going to get some extra time at the center back position. When you got in there for that 20 minutes or 20 plus minutes, what do you feel like you showed Indy 11 and Chicago Fire, because they're both watching?
The the first ball that I got was a toe, and this is one of my strengths, because I can really throw the ball like from 30 to 35 yards away. And there you go. I get the ball. I throw the ball. I throw it to the striker. It was like really far, and he got to his feet. And this is the first ball that I got. It boosts my confidence. I play well. I did well. I I did what I was supposed to do as a right center back, and I moved with the ball. Without the ball, I was really confident. I was not shaking, because being in an environment where I was playing with a lot of people who has a lot of experience, such as Kizzy. I think his name is Kizzy. Somebody that I used to watch when I used to live in Boston, playing in the MLS. He played for Boston. He played for Boston Revolution. I don't remember what his name is, but he played for Boston Revolution in the MLS. And also such as play as Womani, I think his name. He played for Jamaican national team, and also Jack, who plays in the USL Championship, who has a lot of experience. I don't know if I'm saying their names right, but I play with a lot of people over there who have a lot of experience. Some of them play in the MLS, USL Championship. Some of them play, in Europe and came to the US and right now playing for Indy 11. I think it was really a good experience that I could have stressed out a little bit, but I was not. I just took the opportunity.
And like you said, you went out there, a lot of guys that have experience at different places. How did you feel you performed? When you look back on what you did in those 20 plus minutes, what were your takeaways from your game?
My performance. I was just, I was just looking in the game. I was just looking in the game, because one thing that I've learned, I've been to so many tryouts. I have a few opportunities. Whenever I get them, I always ask coaches question. One of the questions that I asked coach too, what are you looking for from a player when it comes to a tryout? I had that conversation with coach too, and he told me that how long can you keep doing it? If you're playing center back, you can only play center back for like for 10 minutes, like going up with the ball, pass the ball. You can only do it for 10 minutes. If there is somebody else he can do it for 20, 25 minutes, for 90 minutes, they're gonna pick this guy over you because you have to be in shape. So I make sure I got in the game and I do what I was supposed to do as a player. I watched the game. I see how all the players was playing, what the coach was saying, what he was asking them to do. So I make sure that I pay attention. So immediately I got to the game, I did what he was asking for.
And like you said, what you learned from that, what you talked to Coach Stu about, Stewart Flaherty, the new head coach of Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse men's soccer program, that if you could do it for 10 minutes at center back, somebody could do it for 20, somebody could do it for 90. They're going to take those people over you. So you said, I got to be in shape, I got to be ready. After running with these other athletes that, like you said, are coming from all different leagues and different places, do you feel like you showed, like, hey, I could keep up with these guys, I could run with these guys, I'm athletically ready for this? Do you feel like you showed those that were watching, the coaches that were watching, that you can be out there as long as they need you out there?
Yeah, of course, definitely. One of the reasons why that I had confidence that I was able gonna do it is because I've been training. I train almost every day. Private session, go to the gym, and one of the things that happened is that before I left for Brian, like before I left, our first strength training was on Thursday. So coach still had us train with Mike while we're doing strength training. So we did a fitness test. After that fitness test, I was okay. I see where I'm at, and I see what I'm capable of doing. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play well. So I played that game, even if it was for 20 or 25 minutes. I think that was enough for me to show that I have the capability of playing, and I can meet up the expectations.
So, what did they say to you after? We have that picture, like I said, of you with the Indy 11 staff and having the opportunity to meet with them and talk with them. What notes did they give you after the match?
One thing that if you see that you go to a team for the first time and you see the other players on the team are congratulating you, it means like you did well, right? So after the game, and the other players were like, "Hey, you did well, you did so good." But like they talked to me and they said like, "Hey, you did so good." And one of the things that happened is that after I was walking to the coach, the head coach on my left, he just said, "Hey, son, you did really well." I was like, "Okay, there you go."
Yeah. And
So everybody was telling me that I play really well. That was a good game for me. So I've learned so much from it. And after that, the coach told me that okay, I'm gonna talk to your coach. And I went to the locker room, and now players started asking me why you're not joining us for preseason.
yeah,
They all asking me, I'm gonna join them for preseason. Like, I'm talking about the players, not the coaches, right? They asked me if I'm coming for preseason, if I'm gonna be there for next game. They were kind of wondering. I talked to them. I said I'm in school. I have the opportunity to come and play the game. I'm looking forward to see what opportunity is gonna bring to me. I'm just waiting.
yeah, and I mean, for you to hear that, Jhonny, for you to hear guys on this team, guys on Indy 11 saying, "Why are you not coming to preseason with us?" After playing this one friendly, this one match for like 20 minutes, like you said, and to have people on the team saying, "Are you coming to preseason? Like, are you going to be here with us?" What did that mean to you, that they, whatever they saw from you out there, made them think like it would make sense for you to be there with Indy 11 and training?
I feel like for me, it means like you always have to be ready. You don't matter where, and you no matter what, you don't matter where the opportunity gonna come from. Because if I can you imagine if I was there and I didn't play well, so nobody wouldn't never ask me those questions, right? So I was ready for the opportunity. I took it. I did well, and I'm just looking forward to see what it's gonna bring me. No matter what the outcome is, I'm happy with it because I have something that I never got before. I have the experience to play with a lot of talented players. I'm just gonna keep working as I used to do it. So that's means so much to me.
So, what is that next step? Like you said, I'm going to be ready for whatever comes my way. Like you said, they spoke with you. The coaching staff spoke with you. They spoke with Coach Stewart Flaherty. You heard good things from the players on Indy 11. So, what is the next step? Did you and Coach Stu talk afterward? And did he have any thoughts for what you should do next? Or where is that next kind of piece in this puzzle for you?
So, well, after the game, we kind of have a conversation with the technical staff, the head coach from Indy 11, and Coach Stu and I kind of talk about it. They're trying to get to know me, what I'm doing right now. They asked me what I'm doing right now. I told them like I'm just training, trying to send emails to coaches, a team, reaching out to see if I can find opportunities, and they kind of look into if I'm fully online or if I go to school in person. They kind of ask those questions to see what the situation is.
Yeah.
Um, but the coach told me that yeah, I did well. There might be some opportunities, but there's nothing guaranteed that oh they're gonna sign me or something like that. But for me, it was really a good experience, and they tell me I did well. So they say you never know. There's a lot of moving around right now for the team. They also told me that Coach Stu can really help me out through his connections. So I'm just waiting to see what's next. If something gonna come out of it. I mean, obviously something already come out of it, which is the connections, the opportunity to play with a lot of people, a lot of players, meet people. The only thing is I don't know what the final decision is. If there will be something like oh to join the team or not. But no matter what the outcome is, I'm still positive something gonna happen to that connections.
Yeah. And I believe it will too, right? We can control what we can control. You got to trust God with every bit of it, and obviously know that you do everything that you could do, which I know you said you're out there doing training every single day and being ready. If you got a phone call today from Indy 11 and they were like, "Hey, what can you do online? How can we get these classes done because we need you out here?" Like if you got that phone call, bring me into that moment for you if it were to happen.
I mean that would be the best moment ever in my life. Because when you've been working for something and it's actually happening. I can't even tell you how I would feel. Because for me, that this is something that I really want to do in life. This is something I've been working really hard for it, and I know eventually it's gonna come. It's just a matter of time, just waiting for the right time for God to make it happen. So I can't really explain you how I would feel, but I know I would be happy about it. You know,
Yeah.
that would be the best moment ever.
So this whole, I mean, for you, you finish up your playing time, you guys work and go out there and try to win a national title for Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. Season ends, you come home, you come back to Bryant and Stratton. Nick ends up leaving, new coach comes in, you're done playing. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams that the new coach would come in and that you would have dinner with him and that this opportunity would happen with him even knowing like he doesn't have you next year? Did you think that, Nick leaves, a new coach comes in and he's obviously thinking toward the present and the future,
I'm,
right?
I'm sorry, you were cutting
Oh
off.
yeah.
Can
So
you?
yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, perfect.
So I was saying when Nick decided to leave and your season ends and you're like, I'm all done with my eligibility, I'm all done playing in college, and then a new coach comes in and Coach Stu, and obviously he's planning for his team for the future. Did you ever think like this coach that's a new coach and I'm not going to be able to play for him that this guy would even help me out? Did you have any of that in your wildest dreams that that a new leader would come in and he would say, "Hey Jhonny, I know you're not going to be playing because you're all finished up collegiately, but I want to do what I can to help you professionally." Did you ever think that would happen for you?
Well, to be honest, I never thought that I was gonna get an opportunity like this from a new coach coming to Brand Shrine, because mostly the coach will be focused on people that staying. This is how it mostly happens. There's If I'm trying to be honest with you, if when you're done playing in college, you're really done. You're done. If you don't have any connections to go somewhere or having some opportunity from some team that you probably know, it's really hard for you, especially when you do not play like Division 1 as SU's playing. It's really hard to make it up there. So for me to from Brian and try and playing the USCAA, and have the opportunity to play for a friendly match for NZ11. This is a lot. This is a lot. I never expected it, but Coach Sue is one of the guys who got good heart, who's willing to help people, who's willing to help people, who's really committed to it, people who's putting the work in. I feel like if you put in the work in, it's really gonna help you out.
So, I mean, for you to see Stewart Flaherty come in, aka Coach Stu, and to help you, like you said, to help you, even though you're not going to be playing on the team that he's going to be coaching because you finished up your eligibility, to know that he went out of his way for you, sat down with you, and talked with you, and said, hey, if I give you an opportunity, will you take it? And then not only did the opportunity come, but he went out to Chicago to support you in this opportunity, even though he wasn't your coach. Does it still feel like, in a way, he was your coach or he is your coach because he came right into Bryant Stratton Syracuse and had dinner with you and wanted to help you? So do you feel like, in his own way, even though you didn't play for him, he kind of was your coach?
Yeah, for me, I feel like the connection I already built with him. I feel like we've been like working together for a long period of time, because I'm really open to listen to him. I go to meeting with him. I met him a couple of times. We talk about the future, what I should do. I feel for me like somebody that been coaching me for a few years, and then we think like 2 months now. We
Yeah.
just met, so for me, I feel like we'll be kind of that chemistry, and I'm a person that willing to learn, willing to go under anybody's guidance. So I'm just learning. I'm just learning under his guidance, and I'm taking that opportunity. I know a lot of players would like to have those opportunity, but they do not have it. And guess what? It's not because I'm better than other players. There's a lot of talent, but I feel like some people have opportunity, some people don't, and some people look for it, some people don't. Opportunity is not gonna come to you, but you look for it. So I'm gonna keep looking for opportunities. I'm gonna keep going to him until he said, "Hey, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you." But yeah,
So, what do you want to say to Coach Stu? If he's watching right now, what do you want to say?
I mean, I wanna thank him for giving me this opportunity, for believing in me. It's not because I deserve it as someone that you just met, but it really, really means so much to me. No matter what the outcome is about it, I'm really happy. I enjoy it. I think I made the most of it, and I'm looking forward to see what's next in my soccer career. Thank you so much, Coach. Stu. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Jhonny Zamor here with us, Bobcat Buzz, Bryant Stratton, Syracuse men's soccer alum, following his opportunity with Indy 11 in a friendly match against the Chicago Fire reserves. Obviously, the Chicago Fire plays within the MLS. Jhonny, before I let you go, we're going to play some rapid fire, put each other on the hot seat. You get to ask the first question. What do you got for me?
What? So how many questions can I ask you?
So you're going to ask me three. I'm going to ask you three, but we're going to go back and forth. So you'll do your first, and then I'll do my first, and we'll go back and forth.
So what made you started the podcast?
Well, I started broadcasting 21 plus years ago, and I started when I was 18, going into college. So, I mean, I love sports. I have a photographic memory. So I collected cards growing up, always loved, following athletes. And when Sports Center started, I'd be watching Sports Center and paying attention to all that. And Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen. Stuart Scott, may he rest in peace. And he was a mentor to me, and I never met him. Like, just the way that he wasn't afraid to be himself. He wasn't afraid to do things that nobody else was doing. And that's how I've always been. Like, I'm not here to copy anybody. I'm here to be me. And so I loved watching SportsCenter. I loved watching him specifically, and him and Rich. And Rich is still doing his thing. God bless him, and I hope he continues to. And so from collecting cards to being a storyteller, I was writing stories at 5 years old on my dad's word processor, this typewriter with a little screen, and that's in my office that's connected to my studio now to remind me of where I started. So I started writing stories as a 5-year-old, and then I collected cards. I love making people laugh. I love bringing people together. I have a strong faith. So I always wanted to have that positive energy that people would gravitate toward because I always wanted to help people. And so you put all that together with watching Sports Center and going, I can do that. And then it just turned into, why not take all of these thoughts and all these dreams and all these aspirations and all these ideas and put it together into something that can be tangible and can be real. And instead of watching people tell stories, instead of watching people go and talk to these people you'd love to talk to, you go be that person, because no one's going to do it like you. And I know you know this, Jhonny, and I could tell from your personality and speaking with you, you know that nobody's Jhonny Zamor, and I know that nobody's Dan Tortora. So
Right.
I can sit back and I can watch a movie and say, well, I would do it better. Or I can sit back and I can watch a broadcast and say, well, I could do it this way. But there's a lot of people that do that. Almost everybody that goes and sits in a movie says, well, I would have done this and I would have done that. But I'm the type of person where I'm like, I'm not going to say it, I'm going to do it. And my love for sports and playing sports and just loving being around people, coupled with the fact that I love to create things and I just love to do things on my own, it just made this world. And God opened doors and gave me opportunities with 3 ESPN affiliates and Fox Online and Scout.com at the time, and then a Yahoo affiliate. And then I was 26 years old, and God kind of looked me in the eye and was like, you've been disrespected, you've been underpaid, you've been underappreciated. Take the paid out of it, actually, and just say, he's like, you're where you are right now, but you're never going to be where you want to go if you sit here. So you can look for another opportunity. And I looked around Syracuse and I looked around my hometown, and I wanted to be around my grandmothers at the time and my parents and this and that. And I looked around and I said, well, there's nothing here. So God was like, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to force your way into a place? You just left a place that didn't appreciate you. Are you going to force yourself into a place, or are you going to create something? And at 26 years old, I created a business. I went to friends. I had people help me that I never expected would. And I figured out how to do an LLC and how to apply for this stuff. And then you go and you just start recording things. And I mean, what it's evolved to, I know it's a long answer, but what it's evolved to, Jhonny, it's this entire thing is insane. I mean, what I get to do for a living is it's absolutely insane in a good way, because there was this little kid that was like, I know I can do this. I know I could do something special that the world doesn't have. And then I'm sitting here at 39 years old, and I feel like you. I feel like I'm just getting out of college. I got the energy to go out and do it. Whenever I tell myself, like, take a day off, take a holiday off, go relax, it's like I'm doing something, because I just love it. I love it so much. I love the microphone. I love being able to do these things. Like, I wanted to talk. The moment that Stu told me that you were going to do this, I was like, it's great for Jhonny. You said you didn't deserve it. I think you do. So I was so happy for you, so happy for the opportunity. And to me, it's like, I'm like, that's my little brother. Like, he's going out there doing his thing. I want to talk to him. I want to know how it was. I want to know what it felt like, what the experience was. And, you know, I want to shake his hand. I want to give him a hug. And I want to tell him, like, hey, when you get out there and you do your thing and you become this, that, and whatever, don't forget about me, because I want to come to your first match. I want to be at that. I want to be on the pitch. I want to say I knew Jhonny way back when he reached out to me when he was 19 years old and he said, hey, Dan, I'm coming to Syracuse. So you asked me why I do it, because I love to create and I love to bring light to people and goodness and positivity. And if I didn't chase my dreams, I wouldn't be here talking to you. If you didn't chase yours, you wouldn't be here talking to me. So I think the real question is, Jhonny, why don't other people do what we do? Because this is really cool. This is a lot of fun. And I know you're going to be awesome. I know you're going to be amazing. You already are. And I can't wait to see it happen. All I'm saying is leave 2 tickets at WakeUpCall, because I'm coming to see you.
There you go.
So my question back to you, Jhonny, is, did you always know you wanted to be a soccer player? Did you from a little kid, did you just know, like, there's like somebody kicked you a ball and you're just like, this is it. I got it. Like, has this always been inside of you?
I mean, like, to be honest, I feel like growing up and then when as a kid, I don't think nobody thought about like being a professional soccer player. But as you grew up, you kind of understand the game and see, watching the game and see what other people are doing, how they've been so successful.
Yeah.
So to be honest, when I was really little, I was not even thinking about it. But since I was in high school, I was like, this is what I really want to do, and I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna do it. Every opportunity that I have in the US now, it's because of soccer. Every people that I know, it's because of soccer. All my connections, it's because of soccer. I'm gonna keep doing it until I make it up there.
And like you said, I mean, you said in high school it started to really. Why did it click in high school?
In high school, I was kind of play with all my friends. Even when the classes was over, I would stay around. Like school starts 7 to 2 or 7 to 1. I would go home around like 3 or 4 just because I was playing soccer. I kind of enjoyed it because one of my cousins was playing for its team in the community, like a professional team in the community. I was like, this is something that I would love to do because I kind of like the environment. It's so enjoyable. People like it. When you play soccer, people love you. They want to be around you. They make you feel so valuable.
So for you, like you said, playing with your friends, you felt like, hey, I want to be around this place where there's like this love and support.
Yes, yes, exactly.
So what's your second question for me?
Uh, I'm trying to make sure that I don't ask you any question that I already asked you before. So, how do you see I mean, like I can say your business or your podcasting channel in 5 to 10 years? How do you see yourself doing it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. There's a lot of things we've gotten to do, and I'm gonna put them up on the screen here because I can't. Like you said, I didn't deserve it. I'm like, I don't think I deserve any of this. But Amazon Music, Audible, iHeart Radio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, Player FM, Podbean, Podchaser.com, Podvine, Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube. We're on all these channels, and if you go on your Roku or your Amazon Fire Stick or whatever, and you go to any one of these outlets and you type in "Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora," you can watch it. If you go to YouTube and you type at "Wake Up Call DT," you can be on any television anywhere, and you can watch over 5,000 episodes. I mean, to me, that's great. I mean, I'd love to do something with Roku. I'd love to have some other stuff out there and find some more avenues. But where am I going with this? I'm always looking at improving the equipment. I'm always looking at improving, just for me, the camera angles and the different things that we can do. There's some technological stuff that I've been thinking about utilizing, but I mean, where in 5 to 10 years? Well, we just did the college football playoff national championship, and we covered the entire thing. I'd love to be on site for that. I'd love to, be on site for the NFL's title game. I've been to the NCAA tournament and to the championship. I'd love to keep doing that. I mean, my world has been made really small. I've broadcasted coast to coast. I've done things in the Bahamas and Mexico and Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We just broadcasted from San Diego, California. So, I mean, I'd love to get to more states, more people, more opportunities. Really, I think to travel. I think I've traveled a lot, but I see myself doing more like documentary storytelling, create a TV show, make a movie, something like that. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day I'll tell the Jhonny Zamor story and I'll have footage from all this stuff and I can tell that story because I'm a big fan of Ted Lasso. So maybe I need to do a little soccer thing. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to answer, Johnny, because literally every time I create something, I go on to the next thing because I love to make things. So,
Yeah.
you know, I would say stay tuned. And
Right.
I just pray to God. I do. I pray to God real low key, but I'm like, please just give me the energy because like my mind is always going, my heart is always feeling, my soul is always excited. So I'm like, God, just help me to have this body, help me to do what I need to do to make sure that this vessel, this body of mine can just work and, just never run out of energy to the best of my ability because there's a lot of things I want to do. My
Right.
my question back to you, Jhonny. If you went on tour with me and we broadcasted in 3 states in the United States of America, what 3 states would you want to broadcast from and why?
Chicago. The first one is Chicago, right? Because the reason why I only that was my first time in Chicago. I feel like I didn't really, go to places because everything was kind of in a rush. So Chicago, I would love to go there and visit some places. What else? What else? I've heard people talking about Los Angeles.
Okay.
I would like to explore, but I've never been there, right? So I would
Okay.
like to explore because I heard people talk about it. And Florida. I mean, my family live there. Why not be in Florida close to my family? Spend sometimes. By the time we're doing this,
So we'd be in Illinois, in Chicago. We'd be in California and Los Angeles. You said Florida. What part of Florida?
Miami.
Miami. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami. Wake up call on site on location with Jhonny Zamor. I like it. What's your? That sounds good to me. What's your final question for me, Jhonny?
Um, wait, I gotta think about the question now. Um, would you interview would you interview me when I'm sorry, I'm trying to speak too fast. Would you interview me when I get my first professional contract?
Jhonny, if you go to anybody else when you get that news, I'm gonna be very mad at you. so, so yeah, will I interview when you get your first professional contract? Yeah, I mean, Jhonny, if I can make it happen, I want to stand in the room with you, like holding it up. I don't want to just interview you. I want you to be like, "Hey, Dan, this is happening," and then I'd want to try and figure out a way to like physically be there with you and film
Right.
something there. So I guess the better question is, I mean, the answer is yes, but the question is, will you invite me when it happens to actually be there, like with you, if I can be, to do some type of celebration?
Of course, why not? Always gonna remember people who started from the bottom line. So go up.
That's right. That's right. Jhonny
Yeah.
Zamor here. My final question for you, Jhonny. Okay, let me think. If if you could train tomorrow with any soccer player slash football player, because obviously they call it football in the rest of the world, if you could train with any soccer player in the world tomorrow for the entire day, who would you pick and why?
Um, like there's a lot player that I would like to train with, but I'm gonna make sure I stay within my field, like within my position where I play. I think the first player will be Virgil van Dijk. The reason why is really a smart player. He composed when he's playing. He reads the game. I feel like for me this is my style because when I'm playing, I have to learn how to read the game, channeling. Don't just go over the player, but wait for the player to come to me
Yeah.
and trying to see what the next move is. I would love to train with him, and I feel like I have learned a lot from him for the past 2 or 3 years, and that's also helped me to get better in the game.
Jhonny Zamor here with us on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora in this Bobcat Buzz exclusive in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Bryant Stratton College of Syracuse. Jhonny, a Bobcat for life, BSC Syracuse men's soccer program alum, center back, following his Indy 11 friendly match opportunity to be out there and show Indy 11 as well as the Chicago Fire Reserves and everybody on hand as well as anybody that sees the film what he has. So it's not an if, it's when Jhonny gets his professional contract. We will have him back here on Wake Up Call. And of course, I will do everything in my power, Jhonny, to continue to support you. So anytime that you want to get together, you want to talk about life, you want to talk about anything, just know that I'm here. Thank you for reaching out to me all those years ago. And I want you to know this without doubt. If you need me, you got me. And hopefully you already knew that. I'm very happy to know you. I'm happy to be able to tell your story. And I just can't wait to see what you're going to do next. And I'm here if you need me.
Well, I want to say thank you to you for giving me the opportunity to speak, for people to watch me. Also, I want to thank Brian and Tryon for giving me the opportunity to play, to be on a program. Big shout out to Coach Tink who brought me to that program. Thank you so much. I'm so thankful for the opportunity. Thank you for Coach Stu, who gave me that opportunity to play for Indy 11 in a friendly match. And also, thank you to Buck, who gave me the opportunity to work under her guidance. And thank you to Mary Hawkins, who's the program, like the campus director. I know all those people are here for the better. No, I'm just can't stop thanking everybody. But if I was going on and on and on, I wouldn't stop. And I also want to thank my teachers. Thank everybody here at Bryant Stratton, from the admission, who, everybody who's been a part of my journey here at Bryant Stratton. It's been an amazing and incredible journey for me. I really enjoy every single moment of it. I'm just looking to see what the next opportunity is for me.
Coming from
And
Jhonny
also,
Zamor.
thank you for my teammates.
Yeah.
Can I just go without saying
Yeah.
anything to my teammate? I really appreciate all of you guys. It's been an amazing journey playing alongside of them. I've met some nice teammate, good teammate. Sometimes stuff happen, we figure it out, and it's been an amazing journey to play with them. Thank you so much.
Coming from Jhonny Zamor here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Jhonny, it is my pleasure as always, and I look forward to the next conversation as always. So you and I will talk soon. Thank you for everything that you're doing, and thank you for being a light to every little boy and little girl out there, as well as those people that are grown that are saying, I want to follow my dreams and chase them. Thank you for being a positive impact on people's lives and letting them know that wherever you start doesn't define where you finish.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much. But the only thing I want to say is that I want to add that,
Yeah.
opportunity like this doesn't come often, but make sure when it happens, you'll be ready for it.